Welcome back to the Comic Cinema Crew on Cinema Crew's Point of View, and we're here to talk about Disney Plus's Moonknight. And we're here today with one person, a part of the Cinema Crew, my guy E Money,
Know it.
and we got some special guests. Of course, my guy, Mr. Josh Waring. What's going on?
Yo, peace, everybody. Thank you for having us.
And my home girl, Chloe Diz. What's up?
Hello.
So, guys, Chloe and Josh, where we left off at was episode 4. We never reviewed episode 5 or the finale yet. So we wanted to go back a little bit in episode 5 before we talked about the finale. That's okay with you guys. But before I do that, what has been your thoughts of the show up until then, like the first few episodes, stuff like that?
I definitely think it is a work of art. And we talked about this on Mental Theater, but I left a comment on the show as well. But I would be astounded if he doesn't make some type of a cameo or appearance in the MCU. So we understand his schedule's packed, blah blah blah. We get it. It's professional. We get it. But for a cameo scene in the next Avengers movie, you got to clear your schedule for that. At least filming time, 20 minutes to an hour. You got time.
Right. You got time for us, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm still here, guys. And Chloe, what do you think of the show so far?
It's lit.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep my comments, but I'm gonna keep it nice, short, and sweet. It's lit.
Good enough. Well, I fixed this camera. Let's go back to episode 5, man. Episode 5, I know it was one of the slower ones because it didn't have a lot of action, but we did get to see a lot of Mark's whole backstory and how Steven came into play and the whole stuff with his mom and all that stuff. So, Chloe, let me ask you first. How you felt about showing his whole backstory and what he went through as a kid and stuff?
So I'm big on context. Like, I am all for backstories. I'm all for just let me know everything. It was very emotional. But I felt like it was a nice character development. Like, they spent enough time. Like, some people might have said it was too much time, but I thought it was just the amount of time for me to invest myself in my feelings into the character. And then to understand like more about that DID, dissociative identity disorder, which I find very interesting. So that was actually pretty cool to see like how that developed. And then just more about like his relationship with his family and like all these missing pieces, puzzle pieces that we just did not know about were all filled in. So I was all for it, even though there wasn't a lot of action. I really enjoyed understanding more about this character because I've never even heard of Moonknight. So that's pretty cool.
Josh, episode 5, in the hospital and all that stuff.
Absolutely. I thought that was great for character development. I appreciated the MCU's portrayal of the Egyptian afterlife, if you will. I thought that was very interesting, and I liked how each person's consciousness brought them to a specific scene that was relevant to them. So I thought that was interesting as well, because that coincides with the Egyptian afterlife. But I thought it was a great deep dive for the character development to see how, as Chloe was saying, the backstory and because again, if we love superheroes, the whole concept of the superhero is the origin story. So I feel like if you love superhero content, comic book content, you always have time for a proper, well thought out origin story. So I have to give credit to Jeremy Slater and Kevin Feige for that.
Agreed. Now, E, let me move forward here. How'd you feel towards the end of the episode when we see Steven is left there in the sand and we see Mark is kind of by himself there? How'd that hit you at the end of the episode there?
See, it didn't bother me that much because I was always on Khonshu's side about Steven because I felt he was always holding Mark back. So I was like, God, yes, get rid of him. He's good. No more. I'm thinking, the soft shit's done, and now we get into the action. We really gonna get some shit going on. But to the other people in the house that was watching it, they actually like Steven. So I understood.
A lot of people like Steven, actually.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
By the way, I feel like from what he said, his favorite character probably speaks Spanish.
Yes. Yes.
That's funny.
Yes, because touching on when you were saying about the character development, when I seen the mom grab that belt,
Yeah.
that's when I realized Jake is the one that took the whooping. That's when I put it together. I put it together right then and there. Steven is the one that was cleaning up. He loves mom. Oh, mom, this and that. Mark was the one that has the blame of losing his brother, so he knows what it is already with his mom, but he don't want to. And Jake's the one that took the whooping. Jake's the one that got beat.
Wow.
We also see when Khonshu first made the deal or proposed the deal, I will say, and that Mark winds up taking it in order to live. So, Josh, at that moment, how did you feel? And would you take that deal at that point? I guess.
I mean, I'm a son of an attorney, so I'm gonna negotiate as Layla did.
Right.
Number one, number two. Whenever you make a deal with Diablo, let's say, you should always have your parameters ironclad. You shouldn't do it in general, but Mark at this time was on his back. He was backs against the wall. Let's say life wise, he was losing life, so he
I'm
probably
taking a deal.
Way.
I'm sure you're taking a deal.
I'm taking a deal. Give me the deal.
To East Point, it's definitely Jake who killed Layla's dad, and it's going to take their toxic relationship to a whole new level.
Oh,
I don't think so, but I'm going to tell you why in a second. But Chloe, how you felt about the deal? Would you take the deal?
Okay, so I'm going to say for him, survival of the fittest, right? Like his whole story is about survival, so of course he's going to take the deal. Like he's made all these characters. His brain did that, so why wouldn't he take the deal?
Right.
He wants to live. That's the ultimate point. It's like survival of the fittest, If you don't keep living, you got. His goal
right.
is to keep living. If he didn't want to live, his other personalities want to live.
But either way, somebody was gonna take the deal.
Somebody was gonna take the deal, And then what I don't know if we touched on this, but like it kind of blew my mind when I figured out that Steven wasn't the first person.
Go into that. Yeah, you can go into
he
that.
was an alter. So I thought, it makes sense after the backstory, but obviously that's what they led us to believe because of the entire series started off from Steven's point of view, and then Mark came in. So I guess I fell for that because I did not expect him to be the alter. I thought he was like the main, because usually my thoughts were the person who's the main person is like the weakest link. And then they build these stronger characters. But in this case, he was the stronger character to a sense. And he built different, he partitioned different parts of himself for different things and gave them names and personalities. So that was cool. And I'm also curious to see how he learned everything. Like, I want to see his martial arts training because we saw about how Steven was very smart because he read all those books. That was a given. But I want to see the training. Like, did it just come because Khonshu got in him? Or wasn't he
already a mercenary?
Yeah, he's a mercenary. So he was already he's trained. He's highly trained.
Okay. So I need to see that character development. Like I hope they go back into the backstory of Jake and we see him I don't know, whooping butt.
Hopefully season 2.
Season 2, let's go.
So Josh, if you think that Jake killed Layla's dad, then who shot Mark?
Jake shot Mark.
I thought it was Harold.
No, Harold wasn't even there.
Could Jake have shot Mark to set himself up?
Shoot himself?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how Harold wasn't there? Because how would Harold know? If he wasn't there, how would he not know? I'm like, how would he know that happened?
I don't think he. Yeah, I don't think he never said he was there. I don't think he was there.
I mean, because at the start of episode 5, we see Harold with the gun in the tomb, right where Mark was dead. That's why.
Yeah.
I thought Mark said who shot. I thought Mark said who shot him and the dad. Wasn't it?
I thought you meant the second time. You were talking about the first time.
First time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark did say that, but Mark also doesn't know about Jake. So to Josh's point, Jake could have killed the dad, and Jake could have shot himself.
That's crazy.
That would be crazy, but
to wake up Mark. Boom.
Yeah,
now Mark's waking up, patching himself up. Oh my God, that's
he could have killed himself. He could have tried to kill off himself And then he survived. And
Or he could have pretended to make a flesh wound, which I think is where you were initially going, Chloe. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, the flesh wound.
Jake the Snake, you know.
Yeah, Jake's official. Jake is definitely
I give you that. And Chloe would love to see that backstory as well. So let's move on forward to the finale. Finale was a lot happened in the finale in a short time period. It's one of the shortest episodes, but definitely covered a lot. So we start where we
Wait, Mike, I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but there was so much that we didn't even unpack in episode 4.
4 or 5?
5.
Okay,
yeah, I think that's 5. But I do want to say one thing about Jake.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if Jake's suit is the black version of Moonknight's suit with the black.
Oh,
black
snap!
And gold, that would be lit. I'm for
Chloe, go ahead. What about 5? You want to talk
because
about?
wasn't that the episode when he was in the hospital and stuff? That's when he first woke up.
Yeah, going through the doors. Yeah,
There was like a lot of stuff going on.
Well, yeah. We saw the room with him and Harrow, and he kept going back and forth there. It felt like, and then sometimes it was Steven, sometimes it was Mark. But go ahead, go into it.
Okay, so my initial impression of that episode was I didn't know if he was really in a mental institute or not.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
So it kind of blew my mind, and I still couldn't tell, like, to E-Money point, like, until the end. It was just like kind of weird. But I was like, is he in a mental institution? Because kind of like in WandaVision, like, you know, the veil was lifted and it was like really some other stuff going on. So I was thinking it was kind of sort of like that. Like, wow, he was really in the mental institution this whole time and created this whole story about him being a superhero. Because there was like a lot, and Imani, you touched on this the last episode. It was a lot of like things that were just like, what? How did that even happen? Like they threw the flare. Like it seemed a lot. It seemed very cinematic. So when he woke up in the mental asylum or institution, I was just like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Like, and then they had the little artifacts that kind of like parallel with
the stuff we see in the show.
The stuff we saw in the show. Like Layla was there eating marshmallows or whatever. She was eating the treats and other thing. There was like the bird in his flashback that looks like Khonshu. Because Khonshu actually didn't look like
the guy who was the statue, the gold guy. He was there as a patient.
Exactly. And it was like mind-blowing. And then was that the episode? No, that the beginning started off with the hippo lady.
I'm gonna ask you about her. How'd you feel about her in the episode, Tawet, the hippo guy?
She was cute in a funny way. She had the little ears wiggling and stuff. And I think, I already watched New Rockstars. Shout out to New Rockstars, where I get all my info. So I kind of agree.
Shout out to Eric Voss and New Rockstars.
Oh God, them guys.
He be hating on them.
Listen, I kind of agree with what they were saying, like how she represented the mother figure that, you know, he never had because his mom was a jerk. She was just evil. So she was like, you know, the comforting guide, spirit guide, and happened to be a woman and like a motherly figure. So I liked her for that. She was definitely over the top and extra, so I appreciate that. She even had her nails painted. And but it kind of was like I kind of predicted that she was like going to take them into the afterlife. Like I kind of figured what it was when I saw her because I know a little bit about Egyptian history, so that was kind of cool. And then there was a lot of stuff that happened in that episode. Was that the one when they was fighting on the boat? Yeah.
See, what was they fighting? Demons or something? Sand demons?
Yeah, the sand demons that were coming after them. Yeah, and then we had Mark was getting chipped, and then Steven had to help Mark this time. On the boat.
But go ahead.
That was the one action scene, and also another good scene was when they went to, I guess, the cafeteria.
Yes.
And they show all of Mark's victims.
Yes.
But that Khonshu had him kill. I thought that was a good scene. Stuff like that. We thought about that, Josh. Let me go to Josh on that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Chloe and I talked about this after because I know, you know, let's say enough about ancient Egyptian culture. I automatically knew that was the afterlife, and that was the portrayal. So when seeing Tawat, seeing the hippo, you know, that was just the confirmation for me. I was like, all right, that puts it together. But I love how they represented the, you know, surfing the sands of time, which is literally the whole ancient Egyptian, you know, afterlife story where you literally sail across the sky in that boat, the pharaoh's boat, if you will, to the afterlife. So I thought that was great as well. And to East Point initially, because this entire series, I'm like, yo, Steven, you serve your purpose, but it's not the action. You know what I mean? So I need you to take a seat. You'll be the sixth man. You're the sixth man of the year. I need you to take the seat and let LeBron, Kobe, Michael, whoever, Giannis, let them do their thing first. And then when he need a breather, you can come in, or you can, dynamic duo at a certain point. I like, because towards the end, they were going back and forth, like it reminded me of Styles P and Jadakiss on the track. They were just going back and forth. So I thought that was cool, but I wasn't really that bothered when it was Steven who went over. I was like, all right.
So if he would have never came back, you would have been fine, basically.
Well, think about it the other way. If it was Mark who was lost, he was the original person. That's not really fair to him. Where's his cathartic moment? Which is why his heart was full at the end, because it was Steven who passed in the duat.
Okay, that makes sense. Chloe, missing anything else from the episode? Well, you know what I didn't like? I didn't like his dad. How his dad wasn't really like. I thought his dad was the punk. Honestly, I don't know.
That's what led to his mom doing that to him. Yes,
right.
Basically, maybe he modeled what's his name?
Steven
after his dad.
And his favorite movie hero had the poster on the wall.
Oh yeah,
that Indiana Jones type of guy.
Yeah, but even when he got older, his dad was like, "Where you going? I want you to stay." I'm like, "Bro, I'm out. Mom's crazy and shit like that." Like,
he loved his son. He tried.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Jake had to take that over. You know what I mean? Jake, man, you pathetic.
No, I think it was still Mark at that point. I don't know when Jake came into play.
Getting whooped. Looking at his dad like you pathetic.
He only comes into play when it's like do or die.
Do or die, right?
But the question is, like Josh said, Stephen Grant. We know that came from the Indiana Jones dude. Where is the hell is Jake Lockley come from? Who is
Jake
that?
He's basically the cab driver off of who Robert De Niro play?
A taxi.
The taxi. Yeah, it's the
taxi driver. Yeah.
Yeah, that crazy nut dude. Yeah, that's basically Jake. Jake a whole nut. Maybe
it's a close point. We'll get a backstory on where Jake originates from.
Anybody kill innocent hospital people? A nut.
What if they weren't innocent? I think they weren't innocent. Because think about it. And let's go back to the cafeteria scene, because Mike brought it up and I was going to touch on that too. All those people that he killed in the cafeteria came out the sand. So they were condemned.
Oh.
That's true too.
Yeah. So because they tried to, bring them down when they were on a boat. So the people in the hospital, I just assumed, because Khonshu was with him. Khonshu doesn't kill people who don't deserve it. That's his, ethos. So I just assumed that they were just some dirty, they was doing some other. Maybe they're stealing organs or something. Who knows? Selling them on the black market in Mexico.
Yeah,
but it could be though. Like
and maybe that's how Jake knows Spanish. There you go.
Right.
It could be, but not no Spanish. I think he only speaks Spanish actually so far. So
no, he speaks English.
He speaks English.
Got that New York accent.
You got
unless that's another one.
No,
that's the same one. It's the same one.
Which one? Which one y'all talking about? Hold on, now I'm confused.
No, Jake got an accent. He was like, "You got something right there, Doc." He was saying something crazy like that.
Yeah, he got a New Yorker accent.
Yeah,
you think that was Jake?
Yeah, that was definitely Jake.
That was Jake.
None of them. Mark don't sound like that, and Steve definitely don't sound like that.
I know Steve though, but I don't know, man. I only heard Jake speak Spanish at the end of the show. So I don't know.
Bro. See, you needed that. You had to look deeper. It was like, it was hidden, but it was in plain sight. Like he was coming out, especially at the end when he told oh boy, he was like, "Nah, you got it wrong." When he saw the blood coming out his oh no, that's the next episode.
Yeah,
but they said that. But then I was watching. I think New Rockstar. And they was like, they think it was just Oscar doing something funny with his voice. They're not sure if that's Jake or not.
No, it's Jake.
Because the last Jake only spoke Spanish.
Like that. That's why I don't mess with them all the way like that. Because they go off in the deep end.
Just food for thought, Miguel. Chloe likes to watch with subtitles, so it'll say a person's voice than the line.
Oh, okay.
We watch everything with subtitles because my attention span is kind of short.
I mean, some stuff you have to,
everything. We watch everything.
But that's pretty smart. That's pretty smart though.
He was in the casket.
Oh, I know he was in the
removed
casket.
the
Yeah,
sarcophagus.
yeah, that too. The sarcophagus, with the one that was shaking in episode.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was him.
That
They've
was
only
him.
introduced three altars or 2 altars at this point in the main. So yeah, we about to see. It's going. I hope there's some more altars in there.
By the way, Jake is a beast. He got out of the sarcophagus himself. He ain't even need no help.
No, he was like, I'm out.
But Harold don't speak Spanish, so why wouldn't he talk to him in English till the end when he shot him?
Because he ain't want to. But why? Who's Harold? Who's Harold? You're dead.
Exactly.
You're done. You're dead.
Adios.
Adios.
Wipe yourself
pizza,
off.
baby.
You're bleeding.
All right, we're gonna see. Anyway, moving forward. Anything left, Chloe? Because you like about second half, but it's on episode 5.
What else happened? I think we touched on that. The part where he went back. No, that's the second one. All right, let me think.
What about to the funeral? Where's mom?
Oh yeah, the mom. That was kind of weird. But they did say there was like a parallel between them covering the mirror. That's another thing we didn't touch on. The reflections were kind of like, I like episode 5 because it was like going through his journey of accepting himself. Okay, so at the end he was complete. He thought he was complete. Because there's another part of him he didn't do that deep dive yet. He didn't go in that room with the shaking.
Still don't know yet. Yeah.
They just like, I don't understand why he didn't go in there. Like if I saw that shaking, I'd be like, we need to figure this out. Who is that in there? Like
I ain't opening that. If it's shaking like that, I'm not opening that.
He knew it was himself.
So what? That's something I don't want to deal with.
He don't want to deal with it. He can't deal with everything. He can't unpack everything at once, right? Y'all go back to the hospital.
He didn't even want to tell Steven the truth. You think about it. Right. You know what I mean? About where he came from. So
because he wanted to keep him innocent. That was the whole point of Steven. Steven was the innocent
version, right?
Yeah, like, and now he can't go back. Like once you see, you can't unsee.
Right.
So he was like, and that's what happened. We didn't touch on at the funeral. That's when the altar started colliding. Remember? That's what he said when he was when he left the dad's funeral. He took his yarmulke off. Right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, "That's when we knew about each other. That's when I couldn't control you anymore."
Oh, right.
He was like, I guess the emotional break.
I think that was only a few months before we were watching and stuff like that when the mom died. Actually, so yeah.
It was what's that word they used in the new Wanda movie? I mean, the Wanda. What's the word when the galaxies collide?
Oh, incursion.
Yeah, incursion.
The two altars colliding with each other.
At this moment, they incurged.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So they're called the incursions, right? So what the hell was the conversions?
Conversion.
What?
Was there conversions?
not in that show or movie. That's a whole
maybe season 2.
There might have been a conversion in the stickiest of the icky, let's say.
Oh, okay. I'm like, why? I don't know why I keep thinking of that conversion. Incursion. Okay.
Okay, so I'm moving on to episode 6, which was the finale. So of course this whole thing we're in the afterlife because Mark got shot by Harrow, which I was mad about that, by the way. But we talked about that. Only because I felt like it was Layla's fault for wanting to talk about this shit right now. I wouldn't like that. So
right. That was her fault. It was.
Yeah, it was her fault. But anyway, she was the MVP in this episode.
Right,
MVP,
she came through.
She
wasn't MVP though.
No, she was MVP. But in the episode though, we see Harrow. He goes, and this is when we first get the first glimpse, right? Because Harrow goes over to Mark. He takes the what's that statue? Alligator one. I'm at what is it? I'm at, right?
I'm at
statue. Yeah. And he leaves the scarab with Mark, but then he says Mark or Steven or whoever else is in there. So we get that first kind of peek. So Harold probably already knew.
Well, he did because he balanced his scales. Remember, he got a whole bunch of chaos in here.
Yeah. So he knew. Okay. So, but then we see Layla peeking around. She knocks off one of Harold's dudes. She takes the scarab, and then she follows him out there. And then we see Towett talking to her through the dead after Harold judges them very quickly this time because he got more power. Because we see his staff change and leaves one alive. So that whole part, E, how you felt about that whole part right there?
I love it. You already know when it comes to that action and all the weird shit and the spectacles and the souls flying up in the sky. I love it. Yeah, that was. I love the fact that she reached through the dead and she was like, how is this even happening? She's like, yeah, like I want to talk to you through a dead body. but I'm doing it. So I respect that. Now, what I wanted to ask y'all about that part, when he didn't it look like he seen her?
Yes.
I thought he saw her.
Harold?
Yeah, because he did something like
You mean when it was back inside the tomb? Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah.
Well, both. I feel like he sensed her both times.
Right. So I don't know. I don't know how she got off with that one.
Yeah, Chloe, how you felt about that whole part? What she was thinking around out there?
Well, after we rewatched it today, I did realize that after he judged everybody, Layla still was living.
Yeah, that's true.
Because she could have, her soul could have went too.
That's true.
Wow,
I think about that. Yeah. Wow. So her shit must be balanced, I guess.
Now, I don't know how, because she got her man killed, but
right.
I understand, like, what's the balance? Like, I don't understand this whole balance system, the checks and balance. Like, you kill some old lady because she might do something, but then the guy who's out here killing everybody with the staff, he not even dead because his scales are unbalanced. So it was very interesting. Like, I need to know this.
You heard what she said. Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that. But I got a lot of thoughts on that part. Mm-hmm. Josh, that first part with Layla, how you felt about that? How did you guys like Layla too? By the way, this whole series, Josh and Chloe. So,
I thought she was a great casting demographically for the region. Speaking to someone who's been to Egypt, I thought that was a great representation. The same way we're going to see Kamala Khan, with Miss Marvel. So I think that's a great representation for that region. That's great. And I thought the actress had to play loopy at times as well. So I thought she pulled that off in a credible way.
Okay.
I thought she was all right. I didn't well, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
She was cool. Like, I don't have any complaints. I like her better than what's the chick who has no powers?
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Nah, I can't go with that with what you, Chloe.
She had no powers at first, and I was rocking with her.
I like her better than Black Widow, kind of too, though.
Way better.
Especially that last episode. She definitely, the way she was moving and doing her thing, like that was better than Black Widow.
I mean, powers wise, but besides that, Black Widow.
Before the powers, we didn't know she got the powers.
She gonna fall off a building and land on her feet. That's what you're talking about.
She's gonna get hit by a giant, whatever. She's gonna fight aliens and live. This makes no sense.
Makes no sense. Okay.
Makes no sense.
All right. Anyway,
I can't wrap my brain around that. I'm sorry.
I mean, her movie was trash, so I'll give you that. So,
the movie was okay. It has some funny parts, but her as a character, I don't like it. Like,
I like her sister more now.
Yeah,
me too. Me too. I love her. Yeah. That's my girl. Florence.
I'm going to have to respectfully disagree because if you kept Black Widow from Iron Man 2, I thought that was some real promising storytelling there.
I mean, I like the little fight, when she was wrestling and beating people. Was that Happy? She whooped. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but
okay. All right, moving forward. So Layla keeps following them. They go back inside the tomb in the middle of Egypt and stuff, and then we see that she's told by Tao Wet that she sent a message to that she needs to find Khonshu. When they go in there, the other guys, sense them coming. This part that I didn't like, by the way. And then, Harold tells him, look, man, y'all protectors, not fighters. So I would chill if I was y'all. And then we don't see him take them out, which bothers me. Stuff like that.
Oh, that to me, that made a lot of sense. So so
go ahead, touch on that. Yeah, go ahead.
So Chloe and I literally just rewatched the finale. So we never get the god or goddess's name, but the one on the stage right, but on the left of the screen was I feel like African. It could have been Wakandan. To E's point in a previous show, what if she's Bass? So we don't see her get taken down, right? So she could be Bass from Black Panther.
Yeah, I was thinking that though.
So to me, that makes sense. That lets you have another character development in season 2. We already know Disney Plus wants to have a show in Wakanda. Now you can blend those. Then you can bring in Fastos, things like that.
Yeah, but I just don't like that they didn't show him take them out. I get your point, but they could have showed.
He did.
Well, I feel like
did the little.
No, I feel like I think we know there's always going to be plot armor in these shows, right? Because you have the main characters and you have the extras who are always disposable, right? But of course, the main characters are going to have some element of plot armor. So yeah, I think it really just depends how much they get. So I think it'll pay off later. I just have faith in that.
All right, cool. And then while that's happening, though, we see Layla does find Khonshu and she breaks the statue, and now she's offered this deal where she refuses to take. How you feel about the
times, by the way?
Yeah, Chloe felt about the whole conversation, her not choosing to take the deal.
Well, first thing I was thinking was, why don't she just break all the statues, like let them all out? Number one. And secondly, I was like, didn't the building collapse when they all had broken? And then another thought I had was, it's that easy to let him out? Oops, I dropped him. He's free now. Like, I don't get it. Like, is that easy? So those are three thoughts I had. And then when she said no to him, I was like, okay, girl, now you want to listen to Mark, but you ain't want to listen to him and got him killed.
Okay.
Learned a lesson, but took him to die to do that.
Hey, how you felt about that whole part with them inside the tomb, the Egyptian thing?
Yeah, I agree. When she was breaking out, I was like, well, so all you gotta do is crack these open to get the gods out. But I probably wouldn't have broke all of them out anyway, because you don't know who's who and what's good for you and what's not.
Who's good and who's bad. That's
right.
Though, because she knows about these histories. She knows. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. You're right. She would know who they are.
And she know he bad, and she let him out.
She was told by a dead security guard, let him out or whatever. Like,
right.
So I mean, she had no choice.
Is he bad though? Is he?
That's a good question.
He's sneaky. He preys on weak. Okay. He's conniving. If he didn't have that element to him, then I would say he's not bad. But he's definitely bad.
Definitely a question of morality in the show. And some selective morality, Josh, in the show.
Especially with Amit, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Even though your scales are not balanced, your death is delayed. Really? Come on.
That's how long was it?
I respected that, because what she said was, even though your scales aren't balanced, the people I do choose who scale balance betrayed me.
Yeah, but
why not try? Why not try something different? What do you mean?
Why shouldn't let everybody else lived in whose scales not balanced?
They making me stronger. I'm talking about this one person I'm dealing with.
That is hypocrisy.
Yes.
And thus selective morality.
Yes, there you go.
These rules apply to everyone but you, not you for right now.
Yeah, not you for right now, because last time I did it the right way, I got betrayed.
And he even was like, yo, take my life. I'm wrong with it. He was cool with it. She was like, nah, I'm gonna let you slide. Like, come on, bro.
Again.
He cool with it. I think
last time somebody had good scales and they were even, they betrayed me.
It was King Alexander the Great or whatever.
Right.
This was the last thing.
Alexander the Great betrayed her.
She betrayed herself.
I was about to say, because she's the one who dishes out the selective morality, so her is balanced.
Right. That was horrible. But how'd you like her? How'd you like her look though? The giant alligator.
Yeah, I like the giant alligator. That was perfect for me, man. You know that.
Josh,
the battle, all that shit.
Absolutely, that was great. I thought, it's accurate with ancient Egyptian culture, so to me it all fits. Okay. But I will say, I have to agree with E and Dave, who brought this up in the previous show. That was a perfect opportunity for Kang. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. They keep dropping. I don't know if they just want to keep teasing. I mean,
I think because they got
for a while.
I think they got him in a lot of stuff in our future, so that's why we're not getting him right now.
Definitely, it has to be season 2.
But it's making everything else disappointing.
You want Kang right now, huh?
Now, come in now.
Chloe would have wanted Thanos in like phase 1. Like, give me Thanos now. I want to win
today.
Well, we did get him in phase 1.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I'm saying. But and meanwhile, though, back at the ranch, but no, back where Mark is at in the field of what is it called? Field of what?
Reeds.
Field of Reeds. He's there. He found this serenity at this place, but he can't stay without Stephen.
He's in heaven, and that's let's be honest, Big Mike. Are you leaving heaven for your alter ego?
No. I'm saying, I'm chilling. I'm good. And she says, "Yo, I don't know if you should leave. I don't know what's going to happen. That's what you wanted. You actually got your balance now. Blah blah blah."
And she also said, if you leave, you cannot come back.
Cannot come back. Go ahead, Chloe.
I think that was a test. That was absolutely a test because he had to go back in order for his heart to be full enough for him to go back to his body. It was a test. It's like, oh, here's the ultimatum. This is really the true test. Like, are you going to be that selfish and stay here and leave him out there who did nothing wrong? And he couldn't be in true serenity. So you knew that wasn't heaven because he felt unbalanced because he felt like he did wrong. You can only be in true serenity when you have nothing left to explore or to, you know.
Yeah, it's clear. You got nothing left.
Yeah.
That's definitely big facts. But I feel like, let's say spiritually and esoterically, there would be no Mark, Steven, and Jake.
Right. It'd just be Mark.
Right.
It would though, because they all went with him into the afterlife.
But I mean, I get it for the purpose of the Moonknight story and the comic book, where I get that's part of the plot. So I accept that, right? That's my willing disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, because I feel like once he got there, he'd be like, "Oh man, all right, you know, I'm me now. You know, I was down there acting like a nut. I split my personalities up. I'm good now."
When they split, go ahead, Mike.
Well, he goes and gives this. He gives a speech to the frozen Steven. And then they touch hands, and Steven kind of unthaws, and they unthaw together. And then we get this scene where they're getting chased, but then Tawet comes and helps them out. So go ahead, Chloe. You can elaborate and talk about that whole part where they kind of both get unthawed together, I guess.
Well, it just made it even more scary that he could hear everything and was frozen. That's true hell. He's literally stuck there in his thoughts the whole time. Jeez. And so that happens, and then they went back to life, right? He was revived. Yeah. I was also wondering, why did she leave his body there? Like, I guess she wanted him to, I guess she figured he would like it to die there in the tomb. Kind of weird.
Well, yeah, but okay, so while this is all happening, this is when Khonshu realized Layla's not gonna take the deal, so I'm gonna have to fight on my own. Ahmet. He's getting shipped, you know, by Ahmet. And then he senses Steven is back. I mean, I'm sorry, well, both actually, Steven and Mark are back, but he's marked. So then he dips, and then he goes to Mark, and Mark becomes Moonknight again. Meanwhile, Tawet has taken over Layla. So talk about that whole part when he was getting shit by Ahmet. The first fight inside the tomb, stuff like that.
I mean, she had the upper because she had got, you know, like an extra power boost. So of course she's chipping him, but for him to be him, he was like, he stepped to the plate with no Mark, no body, no, you know, no nothing, no help. He stepped straight to the plate. So that's why I still look at him as a hero. He still stepped to the plate to stop people's souls from getting sucked up.
Was it world at that people's souls to get sucked up, or was it so that he could be right?
I feel both.
Definitely both.
I feel both.
Like, no, these are my souls that I want to suck up. You sit down over there, because she was basically saying we're gonna get the same result, but we're gonna do it my way. And he's like, nah, we're gonna do it my way.
Yeah, because
what a question is that. Yeah, exactly.
Her way is what is.
She's a minority report, basically. She's like, I see they're going to do something later on, so I want to kill them now.
They might not even do it. Right.
I'm only going to judge you after you do it.
But if we're thinking about it as a whole, right? It's about destiny. There is no free will. There's absolutely no free will.
Well, that's what Khonshu was fighting for free will.
But he's fighting for a cause that doesn't exist. If you think about it, right, and if we connect this to the multiverse and we connect this to all of MCU stuff, which it will eventually, the whole premise is that what has happened or what will happen shall happen has happened.
Right. But she's saying that you will eventually do something bad, which is why I'm judging you now, right?
Exactly.
But the question is, how much good will I do up until that point? So are you stopping that by taking my soul now?
Number one. Number two, I feel like it. Now that I saw, you know, Multiverse of Madness, and, you know, spoiler alert,
Yeah, you're good.
to a degree.
Or
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Definitely.
Right, to a degree. So the same way that America saw that our Stephen Strange 616 was different than all the other, what's the possibility that this person is going to be different in this multiverse?
Well, no, the 616 he already judged. He got to go. Then the other one, he might have a chance because his skills might balance.
Yeesh.
That's the whole premise. Like, I mean, if you think about it, right? Khonshu gets revenge. I mean, they're both kind of right.
No, but again, I feel like to your point, Chloe, you kind of disproved her morality.
Yep.
So you don't have that ability over me, because it kind of reminds me of, and I hate, again, this doesn't apply to all police. Let's just say the police who make the wrong decision.
Right.
So at that point, they have it's a choice of morality.
But
so you make that decision, but okay. But how do you know they were guilty? They didn't even have a weapon on them.
I just think it's different because she has supernatural powers. It's not like, oh, let me just guess.
Right, but
it's
at the
like
same
actual power.
But at the same time, the same way that Khonshu can lie and manipulate, so can Amit.
So can she? Yeah, she can do the same thing.
Well, if she actually go ahead.
And her judgment is so definite. It's based off of you're going to commit an act that you should be punished for.
And again, you might not commit the act. You might.
Well, no. I'm gonna go with the fact that she's saying she will, right? Like Chloe said, it's always going to be, the story is going to happen regardless, right? It's going to be, it's already written. But what's going to happen up until then? That's my thing. Because remember in episode 2, where Steven, who was like, well, babies and kids, you judge them and kill them too. Like, it's just like,
but I will have to respectfully give an alternate perspective, because if we're going to use the ethos and the philosophy of ancient Egyptian culture, especially with the afterlife, with the scales, right? So essentially, Amit is judging your potential
correct
to do bad, but that doesn't mean it's going to actually happen.
Right.
I can see that,
because
people change. Yeah.
Okay, so what about the victims of the people who do things bad? It's like me saying, "Oh, I could see he about to do something bad, but I'm just going to wait to see what he does," and then he does it anyway because the future, my magic crystal ball told me he was going to do it.
And to me, that's why I again, I don't agree with either. But if I had to choose the devil I know, I would choose Khonshu, because he does it after they have consciously
done it, right?
Evil.
Okay, what if it's like a whole bunch of people though?
So then you become the repo man.
What if it's like a person who is going to kill millions of people?
Right.
If you have the opportunity to stop them because you're Amit and you know that this is going to happen, you can see the person's future, or you just wait until they kill 1 million people.
Is there only one way to stop them though? By killing them now?
But listen, if that's the case, then I'd be like, for the calculus of the greater good.
Exactly. Thank you.
Time.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you. That's number one. Number two,
incursion.
We're all forgetting here, because this is part of the storytelling. But the whole reason that we initially had the issue with Amit and Harold is that they were doing that to children.
Right.
We just totally that's when all over everyone's head. That's the core. That's the core of the objection. You're doing it to children. At least judge them when they're.
And is it only one way for Amit to stop them from doing the act? By taking their souls and killing them.
Exactly.
Is there not any other way? Like that's my whole thing. It seems like Amit is like some people. So she's taking an easy way. Like we're just gonna kill them. Like,
right. Because by Khonshu, some people just get beat up.
That's true too.
Khonshu kills everyone. Remember?
Nah. Everybody got. Some people just get beat up.
That means they weren't supposed to die. They scared. They didn't do anything enough to die. Like
if they did enough to get their behind whooped.
He never said he killed them. They didn't.
By Moonknight, right?
He sends. He's vengeance.
I mean,
yeah, but he's vengeance on certain things. Like Harold, for instance. Harold had that evil god in the body, and when he got him in the car, he was popping shit, doing all that. You can't do nothing to me. I got this god in my body. You can't kill us. You can't do nothing. Blah 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 blah. And you got the job done.
Thank you. That reminded me. So just to go back a little bit on episode 5. So when all the gods come together in that temple area, how can they not sense what's about to happen? Like, where are y'all powers at?
Exactly.
I'm like, come on.
No, they said that only Moonknight has the power. They said you're the only person who actually embodied Avatar and turned him into a superhero. Remember they said that?
But they have human bodies.
No, but he's the only one, because that's why they were upset with him, because he is vain or whatever. Like, he turned his avatar into a superhero.
They don't like him because he's out and about, and they want to hide and do nothing.
They want to hide and judge.
Okay.
They want to judge. He is Mel Gibson out there right now in Lethal Weapon.
Right.
With the super suit.
Yeah, right. He's just hopping,
But to y'all point, I'm like, why don't y'all do that? Especially for this level of threat. Instead of y'all getting since y'all have this passive approach, which is fine. You have the guard, not the Guardians, the Watchers approach. That's fine. Okay. But for this level threat right here, you can temporarily do something.
Well, that's why what's her name did that? Tots. What's her name? The hippo?
Yeah, the hippo.
Tawet. Yeah.
Tawet. Right. When she came, she was like, "We got a suit. Let's go."
That's Chloe. Good segue. That's my next part of the show. So we see that Tawet takes over Layla. Same time as Moonknight is coming back, but we do see like you kind of said, Josh. We see that he offers the same deal once again, but Steven kind of like, hold up, let's negotiate this. Stuff like that. So
and then he earned his 6th man of the year right there.
Yes, he did.
That's where we need Steven for instances like that. Thank you, Steven. And he disrespected him. He said, "You silly old bird."
Right. He stayed disrespecting Khonshu with that.
He chipped him right there. I was like, "Yeah, Steven, there you go."
And he wasn't gonna get up unless they made the deal that he wanted him to make.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty. But I also saw that at that point it made me feel like Khonshu really does believe that Amit and what she's doing is bad because he's willing to take the deal he don't want to take and stuff like that. So to Eve's point, Khonshu is kind of a hero.
He's a hero. I'm trying to tell you.
Anti-hero, but definitely
anti-hero, but it's he's still a hero.
I don't disagree.
When he threw him in the moon, oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, so here's each part. We get the MCU third act action scenes going on. So now we get Moonknight, who accepted the deal. He's coming after Harrow. Like I said, what is her name? Layla. She got the towel wet. How you like her look before I get into that?
Fire.
She looked kind of like masculine.
They gave her muscles.
She was like brolic a little bit, and I'm just like,
yeah, you're a superhero now.
For Tawet to be so girly and she's a hippo, you would think she would embody this like woman who has a nice figure and like would look prettier. I don't know.
Hippo? You know what a hippo would do to you in the wild?
No, what I'm saying is the hippo had like a more feminine type of vibe in the inside.
You had the same problem with Captain Carter on the What If. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, Captain Carter looked like she looked strong.
She got serum in her body.
Serum don't always look like that.
And no, wait, but she got serum and she got that electric shock stuff that made the muscles big.
I didn't try to hear that. Okay. She looked like China. Remember China from WWE?
Right. Yeah.
Have been like that. She didn't look like that. She looked like Incredible Hulk's sister.
Josh, how'd you like Layla's look?
She looked like the strong one in Encanto.
Oh my god!
Yeesh.
Wow.
What do you think?
She did. She really did. But like Layla, I like the gold and I like the wings, But I wanted her to I wanted it to be more. I feel like they're going away from like the curvy shape, like.
Yo, that was funny as hell. The one who was lifting up rocks and bitching in the console and shit.
Strong.
I know. She was all mad when she lost her strength.
I'm good for nothing.
Yo, Josh, how'd you like Layla's look though? You didn't say about it yet.
It reminded me of the Ahura Mazda with the Rihanna's tattoo that she has right here with the wings. But I was like, that's Mesopotamia. So I was being a nerd like Steven right there. So I was like, that can't be accurate because it's the hippo, it's Tower, right? So she doesn't have the wings, but whatever. They just made it, a cool, feminine yet masculine costume. So I was like, all right,
Horus.
I'm still, she definitely looked more like Horus or a new what's his name?
I thought the wings were too much like Wonder Woman for me. Wonder Woman.
That's the first thing I thought, especially with the golden mix of it. So I was like, okay, that's the first thing it reminded me of is Wonder Woman.
See, she should have had a Wonder Woman bustier. Like, come on.
I like the swords. I like how she was moving in the joints.
Yeah, so we see Mark. Well, at first Moonknight, like he said, he caught him. They ran up ran it up the thing, the Egyptian thing, and then he lead him into the moon. They fly out among the people. But meanwhile, we see Tao Wet is already judging and sends her minions, I guess, to judge everybody, grabbing her hand and judging them, getting all these souls, and she's getting bigger. Getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's like a crazy scene. We got the fight here. Layla comes here. So I want you to jump in because this is your part. How you like all this stuff happen, all these action sequences?
Man, I loved it. What? Man, I loved it, especially when once Moon Knight got there and he started tearing shit up. When he did the moon battering joint with the rope attached to it. Whoo, boy, man, I'm telling you that to me now. See, that's more than magic to me. That's more than magic when you start having little gadgets attached to your magic. I mean, you that's nice. Khonshu, nice. Khonshu gave him the illest suit ever.
The Khonshu and Ahmet battle when they were like giants. Like
see that was
really, I like that battle.
See, I didn't like that battle. I'm more back to the Moon Knight. Yeah, the streets, man. I'm with the streets.
You like that, Chloe? Though
I really like the giant battle. I thought that I wish they would have spent more time on that, because I wanted to see them like stomp on little people or like.
See, and they weren't doing that, so that's why
they would. I'm like, first of all, what I'm thinking is they messed up all these pyramids, they messed up all these artifacts. But if they were going to do that, they should have stomped on things. They should have walked into the street while they was battling. I guess they ain't had that in the budget.
Oh, you want a lot of collateral damage.
I wanted some like, they mess up New York all the time. Might as well mess up Egypt.
Oh,
you feel me? Like
East.
I mean, at MCU land, they fix things in like a day, so it would have gotten fixed.
And they are ready to fix it after like giant squids come in New York, and they just come around, and Dr. Strange like goes to have lunch, like, yeah, all right, see y'all later.
I mean, think about it. If your city is filled with superheroes, supernatural, all that craziness going on all the time, Spider-Man, everything is normal now. It starts to get normal after a while. You see what everybody's reaction is now, pulling out their phones. Oh! That's what it is now. Now I can't wait to see Moon Knight and them flying through the sky.
Well, apparently it's normal in Egypt too, because nobody was like going crazy about those big ass.
Nah, they was hyped. They was hyped.
They was eating dinner.
I know they were.
well, to be fair, where the pyramids are, they're like a way. It's like think of it as like a park area, or like how you would have its own personal like museum area.
It's not in the city. Yeah, you're right.
It's not gonna
be. They were 200 feet tall though. They could see them.
You guys are still forgetting there's a celestial hanging out the planet. Who cares about what them two are doing?
No, that's done already. The celestial turned into rock. Remember?
But it's still hanging out the planet.
He's chilling though. It's in the ocean. It's a tourist attraction now.
Do you know how big that is? That's way bigger than them.
It's like a new mountain.
Right. Josh, talk to me about the two different fight sequences and what you feel about that.
Oh man, so I got to get into it like the same way Maine would, right? So for me, I saw the Harold climbing the steps of the Great Pyramids of Giza, which is like every single esoteric scene that we see ever. The whole aspect of the all-seeing eye on top of the pyramid, and he goes to the top of the pyramid with the magic staff, right? And then it has that glow, which is like that amethyst purple.
Mm-hmm.
So at that exact moment, I was thinking like, wow, we see all these different dynamics with colors, because we see the colors of the Infinity Stones, we see the colors of Scarlet Witch and Agatha, and even Black Panther, right, and the Vibranium, and you see these colors are kind of having a war with each other. So like the Amethyst, Black Panther, Harrow, and Amit, and then you have the Scarlet, which is his own, right, and then at the same time, it's also the Reality Stone type of thing. So it's just very interesting in Loki's Emerald. So for me, it was just interesting to see how all the colors are different in the MCU. But in terms of the action, I actually didn't mind to see how she got bigger, because then again, she was literally sucking down the souls, right? Just like the mummy,
right? Just like the mummy, just to rejuvenate, right? Yeah. Because
remember, in ancient Egyptian times, these gods were taller than everybody else. They were considered giants. Mm-hmm. So to me, this was completely accurate. So I appreciated that. And then I also saw the connection between Agatha's power and Harrow's power, because again, that the whole amethyst purple color. So there has to be some connection there as well. And I'm sure we all know the what's it called? The Power Stone is also that color, so which is interesting.
Yeah, I like the hand-to-hand combat down the street, like he was saying. I did like seeing the whole Steven and Mark go back and forth, like you alluded to earlier, Josh.
Yeah.
Steven was
showing
Mr.
off.
Knight. Mr. Knight was showing off with those sticks and stuff like that. So I was like surprised to see that.
He earned the 6th man of the year.
He definitely did. He definitely did. I will say that.
Yeah. And the way they shot that, just to go into my main mode too, with the like, you know, at one point, I think Steven had threw something, but then Mark caught it. Like it was like a lot of back and forth shots. It was crazy. So I thought that was pretty dope. But then we get to the end there. Even what as great as they are, they still are losing the hero and his staff at the end. And then we got Layla, who was going to try to help him, but then she getting shot up and stuff like that. And then we get another blackout, and all of a sudden, Moonknight's in control. So, Chloe, how you felt about that whole part there?
I can't wait to say.
I wanted to see him. I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see. You wanted to see people that got in a pyramid. No, I wanted to see. I wanted to see Jake do his thing. That was the teaser.
Right.
That's the second time they did that. Because remember, I think it was episode 2.
On the roof.
Yeah, on the roof. Fighting them guys and that little kid or whatever that was.
Yeah, that, but also before then, remember when he had the maybe it was episode 1.
Yeah,
he had the
scarab. Did it a couple of times.
Yeah, cupcake truck.
Yeah.
Cupcake truck.
Yeah.
And then with the scarab, remember he was like, "No, I'm trying to give it to you." And then next thing you know, I don't think that was Mark. Jake.
Yeah, because that was a body back there. Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime Jake's involved, there's blood.
It's a body. Yeah.
But you also see the contortion in the face, like the distortion. That's the tell that Jake is about to happen.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, it was kind of like the moment where you thought it was over for him, and then survival kicked in.
Right, Jake.
And that was that. So I thought it was lit. I thought he was gonna kill, but it was funny how Jake came in, but then he went away when he got into a safe space. Because Jake could have just killed them, but Jake kind of just turned off as soon as he realized that they were safe. Remember he was on them.
Yeah. E has something to say about it. You want to talk about?
Yeah. Because this is why I feel like when Jake comes out, it's a different type of suit. Because she was like, "Oh, what the hell was that?" So if you're asking what the hell was that, then obviously it wasn't the Moonknight we're used to seeing. So obviously he had to come out in a whole different outfit and tear shit up.
I can see that.
That's interesting because I feel like if it is a different suit, right, and he's doing shit that Mark or Steven wouldn't do, if I'm Layla, why would you think that's Mark?
No, she said Mark when he came back.
Right. She was like, "What the hell is hell? What the hell is that?"
Right.
But what the hell was that? Because of how he just went off on everybody, or was it a different suit? Because
I think it's both. It has to be a different suit. If it's a different person, that's very insightful.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. But she has the context, so her question should be, Mark, Steven, do you have another person in there?
That's what she said. That's what she was saying.
Okay.
At that point,
she ain't say that like implicitly. She ain't say.
I guess because it was too much going on. Like,
like
you ain't gonna be able to break down again and try to get him killed again. Talking about something. Nah, let's go.
She learned her lesson the first.
But like y'all said, the threat was already over. Jake was gone.
True.
That's what she was like. Hold up, no. I think she had to wrap her brain around it.
Right, yeah, for real.
Wrap her brain around the fact that there's 2 of them in there. Because you have to remember, she was dating this man. She married him. And his personality didn't come out until he disappeared.
Right.
Both, actually.
Right.
Both. So she's like, "Oh, okay, let me wrap my brain around this one. Why you got that accent?" Like, she was questioning him for a minute.
Right.
And then she finally believed it. So now she's like, "Okay, like I see you 2 working together. You know, my husband's 2 people now. I have to live with that." So then when she's seeing him come out probably with the new suit, E-Money, she probably was like, "What the hell? Oh no, it's another one." That
Right.
raises a lot of questions. Because like, how many of you are there? Like, how many men am I going to be married to? Like, and then not only is he here, but he just did some damage. He did more damage than I've ever seen, and I knew who Moonknight was. So I think she was just shocked.
All right. So from there, they do take Harrow back to the pyramids. At this point, they put the Amit inside of Harrow, and then we got Khonshu begging Moon Knight to kill him. He's about to, but he says, "No, you do it yourself." Lev doesn't want him to do it, and then Steven doesn't want to do it, of course, like that. So, Josh, how you felt about that decision right there?
I thought that was great for the character arc, right? Because to close point, now they were able to make their own choices and choose their own destiny, as opposed to being just a vessel, literally and figuratively, for a selfish, narcissistic anti-hero. So I thought that was a great moment. And Mark and Steven have been through a lot to that point. So the first question when Mark came back to life and saw Khonshu, he was like, "Layla turned you down, didn't she?" Like he already knew, so he knew that was the type of character she was. So I thought that was great. And then I'm sure he had some encouragement and bravery because she was able to turn him down. You had Steven with you now to renegotiate the terms. So now, like, okay, now I can see this working for me now instead of just working for you. So I thought that was a great part of the character arc.
Okay, gotcha. What about you, Chloe? How you felt about him this time? Say, I'm not going to do it yourself.
Destiny always wins.
Okay.
And we'll get there. But that's all I'm going to say. He thinks he has a choice. Dun, dun, dun.
All right. E, at that moment, how'd you feel about his decision? At that moment.
At that moment, I was just that's Mark. You already know that's a superhero. He gonna tear everybody up break everything up the frames, but I ain't gonna kill him. You know what I mean? So I felt that was superhero. That was superhero-ish. So I liked it.
All right. So then
I have a question. One question. Wasn't he a mercenary?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So he got bodies. Like, why all of a sudden he don't want to kill nobody no more?
Yeah, well, I think because being
no
a
more.
merc, being an ex-merc, you're an ex-merc. So
and that was his job.
And those are jobs. So when you're a mercenary, you're probably getting paid.
It is your job,
like, yeah.
But paid. He should have did this one for free. He knew what was
Khonshu ain't giving me no bread. He ain't giving me no chicken.
Khonshu. It's about the fact that he knew Amit was in there. He knew the type of damage Amit could do. And of all the people that you want to get paid to kill, this one you could have did for free and saved the world for real. And you decide not to.
I did it already.
They decided it was another way, basically. But we'll get to that, right?
And that was the right choice because
you see Khonshu ain't arguing.
He ain't Harrow ain't do nothing, Amit ain't doing nothing. So
because he was still in the. All right, we'll get there.
I mean, you took the staff. He had no power left. The staff was broken.
Right.
Yeah.
That was it.
He was weak.
And his brain was fried too at that time, Harrow. But we get the scene, speaking of Harrow, where they're back in the like you guys talked about, back in the hospital, Mark and Steven, and they realize that it is I guess all a dream or it's not reality, basically. And stuff. And we get the accent. What do you say? Doc is not the New York accent you're talking about at that point. Yeah. And then they wake up back where we start in Steven's apartment with the two fish now, goldfish, but their leg is still tied to the bed at that point. And then post-credit scene, which we've all been talking about since we started the show, where Jake, Harrow's there, brains fried, like we talked about. And then
what's his brain fried? Why are you saying his brain fried?
He's in the hospital. He don't even know what's going on.
He knew what was going on. He started popping shit back.
Yeah.
He started popping shit back.
Bro. Okay. All right. So anyway, so guy comes in, tells the orderly lady, I'll take him. We see the bodies on the floor, like he said, as he walks down, getting the limousine, Khonshu in the back in a new suit, looking all spiffy.
In a Rolls Royce.
In a Rolls Royce. Then he tells
money.
He tells Harrow that Mark don't know his brain is more messed up than he thinks, and we see Jake Lockley kill Harrow. So he go off. What do you think about that?
I love this, especially when he said, "Oh, he thought I wanted his girl." I never wanted that. Like, come on, man.
He said,
That was
why would I need her?
yeah. Why would I need her?
Yeah.
And look, and what I love was how Harold was like,
Yeah.
"You're talking too much, man. Like you ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't got no power. You ain't doing nothing." And he hit that window, and when he turned around, said what he said in Spanish, and that smile, I was like, "Yeah." They should have left the wheelchair outside. I wanted to still see the wheelchair when they pulled off. I don't know why they
kicked it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he kicked it to the grass where the same grass they showed when they pulled off. Trust me.
Oh, it was they forgot to edit that in.
Yeah, they forgot to edit that in there.
And also, you got the Spectre on the license plate.
Ooh, loved it. Loved it.
Yeah. Josh, how you feel about that whole part, man?
Somebody's rich. Also.
Absolutely. I thought that was great. And to E's point, absolutely. Someone's rich. Looks like
somebody's rich.
Mark Spector. So
is rich. Mercenary jobs.
Right. And I mean, again, this whole scene was a work of art. What a fantastic, post-credit scene. And it gave me a lot of Merovingian from the Matrix Reloaded vibes. Like having that level of decadence that made sense for Khonshu, right? Especially what he came to do. So he wanted to do it in style, and Jake happily obliged.
Hello?
Khonshu, the real OG.
I'm telling you.
Like you can never outsmart that
silly old bird.
You can't. You just can't. Like he's playing chess and they playing checkers. Like
real
he
shit.
knew what it was. So it just gave me context. I'm like, dang, he really the OG.
He's really hands-on, man.
Yes. And the crazy part was he was manipulating him the whole time. Because
I'll go back here, girl.
Listen, he manipulated him the whole time because he already seen Jake. Jake been there. Khonshu already met Jake. Khonshu and Jake are best friends.
Right.
They speak in Spanish together, okay?
Yo, I love how Khonshu disappeared when Jake did all that on the roof. You peep game? Nothing was said. Nothing was said. He making sure he ain't telling on his hitter. Nothing was said.
Yeah. I like you know what I mean? Like it just gave me vibes that I was just like, okay, Khonshu's the man.
He's stuck the landing.
I did like how he put up in that suit though.
Yeah, they stuck the landing, man. I'm not going to cap. That is very hard to do with Marvel. Your third ending part of the show or movie. It's very hard for a lot of them directors to stick the landing, and that man stuck that landing.
Okay, I agree. I'm gonna say it took it from a 9 for me to like a 10.5.
Perfect.
Right.
That ending was just like
that ending was perfect.
So, E, how would you rate the finale and the series and stuff?
Oh man, listen. Now that finale happened, and I feel like Oscar Isaac did his damn thing. That series
he should get an Emmy for this show.
Right. He gets a 10 from me off rip. He gets a whole full 10. I'm not arguing with nobody. Nobody's gonna tell me nothing different. Build a better show.
Drop Mike, walk off stage.
Josh?
Absolutely. And I agree with everything E said. And to do it in 6 episodes,
right?
To because people have an issue with the episode length. They prefer 8 to 10, which I understand. But to do a limited series, and to E's point, stick the landing. And then to Mike's biggest gripe with Star Wars content, be over 30 minutes each.
Right.
And to have great character development and a compelling story and a compelling character within characters within one character. Again, spectacular. So for me, the overall series, I will give a 9, and finale, I have to give a 9.5.
Okay. And finale, I'm definitely going with a 9.5 too. Finale was great. It was action packed. It was great CGI throughout, cinematography. The fight choreography was good. I thought everything was for you to think that they had a lot still to do, but then for them to do it all in that one episode, and not only that, leave you with a cliffhanger on top of that, I thought was almost pretty much perfect. And then for the show, I'll probably go down to an 8.5, only because some of the episodes within those first 4 wasn't the greatest. I can't remember like which one, but it was a couple. I was like, okay, it was all right, but it definitely sucked the landing though. Like Eve said, so it brought it up for me overall. Now, where do you think? I know Josh already kind of said it. Where do you think the character goes from here, Moon Knight?
Blade. He better go to Blade.
Okay. As he takes a bite, Josh.
Blade would be great. And then what's Kit Harington's
Black Knight.
Black Knight.
Black Knight, yeah.
Again, and apparently he's going to be with Blade as well. So I think that would be cool. And like I would, again, you're in Africa. You got to have something with Black Panther. You got to do something.
Do you think he needs a season 2 before he gets into the movies? Chloe?
No.
Mess with that.
I want a season 2 before the movie. Just because, like I said, and I don't know if I've said this on the show, but for me, the series on Disney are given way more than the movies have been given lately. Yeah. Like the only one that hit home for me was Spider-Man. Other than that, and they had 2 movies since then. So hopefully they redeem themselves with Thor, Thunder, Love, Thunder, whatever. But and hopefully with Ant-Man, which I'm like,
well, you're definitely gonna get Kang in that. That's a certainty.
Yeah, that's definitely that's guaranteed.
So yes, but I want more. Like I want to see more. Do they need it? Probably not. Because I would love to see them pick up in the movie with Jake.
Yeah, but what is Jake though, right? So is Jake a hero or is
no?
Jake's he's a person,
right? But he's still a murderer. So they're not going.
They all murder.
They all murdered.
He is the Mark and Stevens Winter Soldier,
right?
And
right.
I
was talking to I don't talk to, but I do see Moon Knight, as you and E said, more with that darkness of Blade and Black Knight, more than interacting with like the Avengers, stuff like that.
But that's the weird part. Somebody posted something with him with Falcon.
Yeah, I can't see that. Yeah,
I can't see that at all
because Falcon's black. And
no, but I'm just saying he's Captain America right now.
Yeah, I think I see him more on the darker things than isn't there a Dark Avengers in the comics too? I think something like that. Like,
yeah.
What about the fake Avengers, the Thunderbolts?
The Thunderbolts, right. But I think we're getting those. I think we started tapping into
that'll
those.
be dope if we get Thunderbolts. Honestly, so.
We started already with what's Kurt Russell's son's name? U.S. Agent.
Right.
Oh yeah.
We got U.S. Agent. We got Black Widow's sister. Those
General Ross dude died in real life.
Yeah, he died. Man. Well, I think isn't the other one still alive though?
Oh,
the other one that played in
Martin.
Yep. The one that
he's a Black Panther.
I'm talking about the guy
Abomination.
The person that's supposed to be the Red Hawk, not the one that died, but the other actor that played him. Sam Neill?
Sam Neill's alive. Sam Neill's in Jurassic Park. I only get to make it wrong person.
No, not Sam Neill. The one from Roadhouse, man. Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. He was the other one that could fight, that came to visit him and got killed.
Yeah, I gotta look back. But anyway, so I see him more in that than interacting with the Avengers. But overall, it was a great series. I agree with Chloe. The Disney Plus shows, I think because they're weekly, they have been a little better than the movies. We talked about this on the show a little bit in Phase 4. Like Black Widow was only okay. Eternals was only okay. A lot of only okay stuff happening right now. Chloe doesn't like Shang-Chi at all.
I felt like that was a Black Panther type movie. Like I felt like they just followed the blue. Yeah, they followed the blueprint. That's all they did.
It was nothing like
a different country.
No, it wasn't nothing like it, but they
nothing like Black Panther.
They followed the blueprint, though.
How was it not?
They followed the blueprint.
How was it not?
Bro's a waiter in San Francisco. Black Panther's a whole king in Wakanda. It's totally different stuff like that.
Oh, he's a waiter. So different.
I'm just saying, bro. Black Panther was a prince already in Wakanda. Like it's a whole different movie. Like
it's different, but I'm talking about the formula they used to me felt like Black Panther. Yeah,
it is. It was a very demographically sound movie for the demographics, and it had the same formula. Like
I like it better than Eternals. I'll tell you that. I thought Eternals was just
yeah. Shoot, I like Multiverse of Madness more than all of them right now.
Yeah, that's true
Yeah.
too.
I agree.
And to your original question, Miguel, I think you might need a season 2 before he's in the film, and I'll say this for the same reason that they laid out the entire MCU. So shout out to Feige as well, right?
Right.
Because you want this shit to last, right? The same way you did Thanos. So you want to stretch it out a decade if you can, right? You might have to do it sooner because people expectations. But if you can just stretch that out, because we talked about this the other night, you're still making these feature films for people who've never seen the TV shows. So you're once you see the film, then you'll be like, oh my gosh, I need to see the TV show. I need more context.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like after it gets enough buzz and people start taking, because a lot of people have Disney Plus just for the Disney Vault. They're not even checking out the MCU stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Even if they're seeing these movies. So I think these movies will get you to get the casual fan to take a deep dive into these Disney Plus shows, and then I feel like then they'll become a household name. Be like, wow. Then you'll have that outcry for like, why isn't this person?
Well, yeah, because you're going to get Riri Williams, Ironheart, and Black Panther too,
right?
But then get her own show, Ironheart, so to make you say, okay, I want to follow and go with that. So I do see what you stuff like that.
I also think that I don't like them introducing new characters in a movie. I'd rather introduce new characters in a show, because I did not like the America character.
No,
I
loved it.
Who is this chick that just randomly showed up in the movie? Like she
don't get more popular till she's older anyway. So
I'm saying she was never even like mentioned in any of the shows. So for me, a person who's watching the shows, I'm expecting them to put at least the people I just watched the whole couple seasons on in the movie.
But they can't mention. They can't mention nothing they never went through or understand. They don't.
But not only that, like they were doing Black Panther and Captain Civil War was never mentioned before that ever.
Right, ever. He just popped up.
What are you talking about? Was it Disney Plus then?
No, but that's my point.
So I'm talking about with Disney Plus, right? They're setting up the expectation for me. This is me as a viewer who doesn't know characters.
Okay.
If I'm watching Disney Plus and I'm invested in these shows and I'm watching every single week, when a movie comes out, I'm expecting to see people from the show in the movie. So instead of having America pop out, they should have had, I don't know, somebody.
But they did. They continued the show in that movie, Wanda.
But my thing is, if America was gonna be in it, she should have at least been in the cutscene in Wanda at the end of Wanda. I don't know.
I see what you're saying. Like,
I definitely get your point. But I don't think they can say like,
yo, when she popped up on screen, I thought she was Miss Marvel.
What?
You thought she was Miss Marvel?
But again, if you don't know, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know,
all right. Yeah. If you don't know,
if you haven't seen the shows.
I've never seen the shows. I've never seen any previews. I've never seen this chick anywhere.
Right.
And I watch MCU shows on Disney. So for her to just pop up randomly in the movie.
Nah, you're
about to do
it. Wait, hold on. let me break it down for her real fast. The kids know who she is because she's in the cartoons for the kids. So they all she's with Kamala Khan, Riri as Ironheart with her new black suit.
Spider-Woman or whatever, Gwen.
Gwen, Spider-Gwen. Yeah. Patriot.
Iron Patriot. But listen,
Patriot is the young boy from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Elijah.
Isn't that a cartoon though?
Yeah, it's a cartoon. But listen,
what about like live action?
So when Riri comes in Black Panther, she won't be on the show first. So for you, you don't like that, I guess.
Wait, say that again.
So on Black Panther 2, they're going to introduce Riri Williams for the first time.
Right.
Before she's in the show. She's going to get her own show after that.
I feel like if they introduce a person, it should be like, I didn't like how they introduced her.
Okay.
I had no investment in this chick. I'm trying to figure out who she was for the first like 20 minutes in a movie. She's just running.
I agree with that. She's fighting on everyone.
Her backstory was like
very short.
Stupid.
But that was her backstory, even in the comics. That's her real backstory.
Dave, shout out to Dave. He came with us to the movies. He told me she's like she's a whatever them people. She's an alien basically.
Yeah, because she's from a different like it's
only a parallel.
I didn't know she was an alien. I did not know she was an alien.
Well, she's not really an alien. She's just not from our stuff. She's not from 616.
Well, that makes her alien.
Yeah, like that makes her alien. That for Dave, that makes her an alien because she's not from our universe. Remember, she don't have. She
Chloe,
don't have.
I think
dreams.
Chloe said she want to have more development for the characters in the movie.
But you can't have a development for a character that only exists in one. It's only one of that character in the whole multiverse.
So she couldn't have been in What If?
No, I mean, yeah, they could have put her in What If.
Yeah.
They could have put her in What If.
Shows, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Now that makes sense.
Could have been in Loki. She could have popped up in Loki and said, "Hey guys."
I think you're very invested into Disney Plus shows, which is cool. So I think that's like your segue into the movies now.
Yes.
But there are people who still only watch movies too.
Only watch the movies.
And they were confused too, I bet. They were like, who the hell is this woman? And why is she not even a woman? She's like a teenager. Who is she?
And again, that's fair, but I feel like I agree completely. I just feel like once you understand her purpose, like she's just there for that. And that's
basically a MacGuffin at the end of the day. Honestly.
Right. She is a MacGuffin though. She really is.
What is a MacGuffin?
Go ahead.
A MacGuffin is basically
Dave that this is his favorite term.
Oh, E or not me?
No, I said Dave. This is Dave's favorite.
Yep.
It's basically like the plot device, the person or piece or map or whatever,
or Mary Sue
that everybody's going after. Everybody wants or uses, so they got to be protected. And they always are within every part of the movie, basically, because that's the thing that everybody wants. Kind of like what was that in the last Star Wars? That was the MacGuffin. Was that thing that led you to? No,
Ray,
not Ray, but it was that device that they were going after.
You know
what I'm talking about? That her Bill was going after.
Prawn thing, yeah.
Something
sound.
That was the MacGuffin, right? Whatever, like something like that. Like
is Grogu a MacGuffin?
He could have been.
Yes. Grogu was the MacGuffin in Mandalorian. Yes, perfect. Especially season 1 and 2. That's exactly what.
Right.
Yeah.
Did y'all act like that when y'all saw Grogu? No. None of y'all was like, oh, I don't know where he came from.
Exactly.
What is he?
By the way, Jake is a MacGuffin as well.
But you know why? Because I only watched Mandalorian to see
Grogu.
Baby Yoda. Like I never.
Oh, okay.
Woman in the trailer. I didn't even see. She wasn't in. Was she in the trailer?
Yes, America was in the trailer.
I don't remember her in the trailer.
She was definitely in the trailer. She was like, "Look out!"
Excuse me, Miss Diz. You've been watching New Rock Stars. They point her out plenty of times.
Plenty of times.
I don't watch the trailers. I only saw the trailer one time when we went to go see the Eternals.
That old trailer. That wasn't even a whole trailer.
Well, that's the only trailer I've seen.
That's why you ain't see her. That was 6 months ago.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep. She wasn't in that trailer.
No.
Yo, but she was perfect. She was done perfectly, man.
Oh, you did? Well, we'll talk about that on Sunday. You know what? We'll talk about 2 different things now. All right. So, thank you guys for talking about Moonknight. Appreciate you guys coming on. Everybody, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be back Sunday at around noonish to talk about Doctor Strange in a spoiler review.
Can't wait for that.
In the broadcast.